Hello 100 Kid, now what's up people? Back with another video, and today we're reviewing Ipswich Town 0, Crystal Palace 1. Before we get into anything though, you know we got to do the shout outs. Massive shout outs to Angel Care Homes for all your care needs in the Black Country and Birmingham area. Massive shout outs to Mark Darcy for all your formal menswear needs. And of course the Desi Ballers, highlighting all South Asians at all levels in the beautiful game. I'll put their details in the description, so make sure you check them out. And if you're brand new here, or if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, and turn the notifications on. We want to hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of the season. We're on the way. Big up all you legends that have subscribed and engaged with the channel. And we're going to set a like target for this video. I realised on the vlog I did set a target, but at the end. So I'm going to tell you the like target now. We're going for 55, which was Sammy Morsey's number when he first joined us. You can see one of his match worn tops behind me there. But we're going to go for 55 likes on this video. So smash that like button. And like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe and turn the notifications on. Now let's get to it. So it finished Ipswich Town 0, Crystal Palace 1. And Town's search for their first win over Palace in the Premier League continues. And that gap between safety is now starting to show. In terms of lineups, it was as expected for Palace and formations, and for Town it was similar. Obviously, I expected Clark to come in and Greaves, which they did. Phillips not fit, so Karius kept his place. And then we had obviously Wes Burns return, and we had Jack Clark start on the wing, which was good. So slight changes from what I'd predicted. And to be honest, the game was a bit flat, man. I mean, you know what? Even before the game, just getting there, man, it was so long. Like, traffic was mad. And then Saj, I think Saj is still in a mood with me, man. Saj was pissed off at me because we'd agreed to go for food beforehand. But, yo, that's when I thought it was going to take 2 hours and 25 minutes, not 3 hours and 45 minutes or whatever. So by the time we got there, it was late. We didn't have time to grab food. Now, like I said to Saj, I'm not Suffolk County Council. I'm not Ipswich Borough Council. Go speak to them, because, you know, it's still mad that there isn't a 3-lane motorway. The A14 should be 3 lanes. It shouldn't be 2 lanes. But, yo, that's another conversation. And then obviously I parked up where I normally park up, you know, bun all that £15. We ain't paying £15 for a match day out here. If you know how to work the system, it'll work for you, mate, yeah? Let me tell you the little hacks, yeah? And you know what? I can say it because it's going to cost Ipswich Borough Council too much money to fix it, and they ain't going to be able to do it anytime soon. So I reckon we can do this for the rest of the season. So the match day parking says 3 hours before kickoff and an hour after kickoff. Now, I don't carry cash around like a lot of people. We use things on the apps and the card and all that. As you may know, there's a little app called My Permit or whatever, right, where you can pay for your parking online. The only difference is it's a charge you a 10p fee. So it costs you an extra 10p than what it would for paying for cash, right? Now, My Permit, you can advance book. So I'm recording this right Wednesday evening, yeah? What time is it, yeah? So it's now 8 o'clock Wednesday evening. I can now book my parking for Sunday, and instead of what time's kick off? 2 o'clock. So instead of saying, if I say my parking starts at 10:55, I can then pay for 5 hours parking, cost me £6. I can pay for 24 hours, cost me £7. Try it, do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I encourage you all, because yo, bun Ipswich Borough Council. They're trying to squeeze out all this money just for the success of the football club. Yo, listen, I wouldn't mind if you fix the fucking potholes. Half of my suspension has been left in that car park. You know what I mean? I'm not paying £15 to park on the fucking moon. Like, it's mad. I've seen less craters on the moon. But yeah, man. Anyway, try that hack, because I encourage everyone, do not give them £15. Bun the council, man. Because I don't know where that money's going, because it ain't going on the car park. So yeah. There's your little Callie's hack of the week, if you like. And then, cold night, frosty night, and it was a frosty start, man. Obviously, there'd been some talk about the armbands and all the rest of it, and I'll talk about that in a bit. But lineup wise, as expected, like I said, and we started off okay. I thought Jack Clark started off bright. I'm going to get into individual ratings. I'm not going to do the whole team ratings, but I'm going to pick out a few players anyway. Just and a lot based on what people are saying online as well. To kind of I don't know, give you my opinion if you like. But it was a pretty even game. They didn't really cause us too much. I think they had a good period in the first half, but we finished them probably stronger. And even most of that first half, I thought we were the stronger team. Obviously, they started off brighter. Second half again, they started off really well, and they were the stronger team. And we only kind of started playing really after they scored. And that Mateta, good goal. Should Greaves be doing better? I think he's kind of slipped. So I don't think he's bounced off him. I think it's more of a slip. There's an argument to say, should Mateta have even been on the pitch? Because he's so I think he was only shown a yellow card in injury time, the amount of fouls he was making. There was a time where he hacked Sammy down. Referee said, no, I'm warning you. Then he hacked him down again and the referee did nothing. So there's a bit of a donut behaviour there or whatever. But if I'm being fair, Delap didn't get a yellow either, I don't think. And both are, kind of strong, aggressive and want to hit people. So, probably the right decision not to kind of book him. And I don't think he should have been sent off. But, yeah, good finish. Really, really good finish. I think he dinks it over Muric, doesn't he? So, and Muric is a big guy in it, so he tries to make himself look big. But Mateta's quality, man. And I think that's what Palace are, man. Palace are a very physical team. But they've got that little bits of quality as well. Like Eze, man, what a beautiful player he is. Some of the passes he was playing, I saw this guy over in the Euros and all the rest of it, and watching him from afar last season in the Premier League. To see him up close and personal in front of you, and the way he plays the game, it's like fucking hell. You're almost a bit taken back by how much quality he has, and not disrespect to Palace, but I think Palace probably said the same thing, but I don't think they were at their best. And if that had finished 0-0, I think both sets of supporters and teams would have been like, yeah, fair result. But the difference is Palace are streetwise, man. A team that have been in the Premier League for over 10 years. Is it 13 years now they've been in the Premier League? But they've been a well-established Premier League team. And they're streetwise, like feeling that, feeling a little bit of contact going down, drawing the foul. Yes, soft fouls or whatever, but they're still fouls. We've got to be more streetwise to that. We've got to be more streetwise to go down and get those fouls, and I don't know, just be smarter. And that's the difference. And when we talk about Premier League experience, we don't mean the Premier League experience of necessarily being able to beat a man or do something wicked with the ball. It's having that experience to play the game in the Premier League, i.e. take those fouls and, I don't want to say con the referee, but convince them into certain things. So, fair play to Palace. They played the game well. They weren't at their best, but they got a win. But see, the frustrating thing is, like the Forest game on Saturday, we have this little flurry at the last 10, 20 minutes, and it's a bit too late then. Like, again, subs come a bit late, but then on the flip side, not disrespect to anyone, but the level of subs coming on aren't necessarily improving the team. Whereas, you think about earlier on in the calendar year, the likes of Sarmiento coming on the bench and making a difference, Kiefer Moore, and stuff like that. Whereas we haven't got that now, and in the Premier League, we're massively short on depth at the moment. And, the sooner we can get to January 1st and just pray that there's a signing lined up to be signed and start in the building on the 1st of Jan, the better, man, because we're goal shy now. The younger players that were coming through and doing really well, they've had their confidence knocked, or they look a bit tired and it's not clicking anymore. Something has to change. So in terms of player ratings, then I'm not going to go through everyone, but I am just going to go through a few. So Jacob Greaves obviously coming for Cam Burgess. I've seen some talk online about Burgess should have started because obviously Greaves had that slip for the penalty, for their goal or whatever. I thought Greaves played well, and look, Greaves is a good defender. Burgess is really good as well, obviously, but Jacob Greaves is another level, and that slip could have happened with Burgess. It could happen anywhere else. It was a slip. It's not like he was bounced off. Well, that's what I thought anyway. It's not like he bounced off him and he wasn't strong enough. It was just he slipped. He slipped, and then as he went to tackle into him, because he's falling, he's not been able to get any contact or any meaningful pressure on the ball. So I think did all right. A couple of good passes from Greaves as well in that first half. And just looked confident on the ball. So good to see him back out there. Harry Clark started off brightly. Did he have that chance in the first half where was it a shot? I think he had a shot. I think it was. I don't think it was goal bound. Maybe it might be goal bound. I can't remember. But started off brightly. Got forward quite well. Again, leaves a lot of space behind him defending. And that's where you see the drop off between him and Axel. But they're different profiles as well. Harry Clark's more an attacking wing back, whereas defensive side of the game isn't his strong points. Whereas Axel's an absolute beast defensively. So we were getting beaten down that left hand side, but we dealt with things. And to be honest, the partnership with Wes Burns worked really well because Wesley, as I've said time and time again, defensively, Wes Burns gives a lot, man. He's really good on that side of the game. Kayust as well. He needs to get 90 minutes under his belt, man, because I thought he was up there for man of the match. Really, really solid display. That partnership, I think we've kind of landed on our starting two centre midfielders, haven't we? Sammy and Kayust. I think those two, and they complement each other really well. But again, just like at Forest, Kayus did look a bit tired around the 60th minute mark. So he's got to get his fitness up, and hopefully we can get a full 90 out of him soon. Burns, he's had a lot of criticism, and unjustly, in my opinion. Has he started the season slow? Yes. But Man United, I thought he was one of our stronger players. He was beating Dalot for fun. Against Forest, I thought when he come off the bench, he made a real positive difference and impact. And yesterday, I thought he was decent. Getting forward. He got a few crosses in as well, beats his man, a few dangerous balls into the box. And like I said, the defensive side, defensively really solid. I honestly think, if I was going to tinker with things, I would be probably starting in that right back role. Not Harry Clark, not Ben Johnson. Well, if Ben Johnson's fit, you play Ben Johnson. But if Johnson ain't fit, maybe play Wes Burns there, with Amari in front of him. That would be something I'd like to see or whatever. Or if we ever went to the 5, let's not forget Wes Burns was a wing back, and we signed him as a right wing back from Fleetwood. And we all remember that goal at Portman Road where he sent McGuinness. He sent McGuinness for a Guinness, didn't he? But yeah, I just think he's gone through a lot. Confidence, clearly, things have got to him because he deleted his socials, which really pissed me off. That some of the town fans had got onto him to that bad. Let's not forget where he's taken us and the contributions he's had. It was only just over a year ago that we're talking about one of the greatest goals scored ever at Portman Road that he did. So I think he's got quite a bit of credit in the bank. We need to put a bit more respect on Wesley's name. Jack Clark, as I said before, we've got an addiction with making scapegoats at Ipswich Town, and Jack Clark seems to be the latest one. Again, he started life at Town slow, but compare the amount of minutes he's had, it's lots have been cameo minutes, chasing games. I think that was one of his more positive and probably his better performances in a Town top. He looked on it from the off, really positive, play in terms of getting the ball up the pitch, running at players. I just think he just needs to get that final decision right. So that final ball into the box, you don't need to maybe take the extra player on now. You can release it, or maybe have the shot now, or don't take that extra man. Like, that's just gonna come with time. And again, I'm sure they'll be reviewing the footage, and when he plays on Sunday or comes off the bench on Sunday, we'll see an improvement. I would definitely say since Jack Clark first appeared for us at AFC Wimbledon, to now, there's been a steady increase in performance and quality from him. I just think, he's the latest scapegoat because he was tearing it up for Sunderland and he hasn't found a goal or assist. He's a problem apparently. But no, I think we need to back him, get off his back, and just keep the faith, man. Because I think he will be another player that will show his quality over the coming weeks. Delap, absolutely love Liam Delap. Not, I think I was probably the first one, during pre-season. I was the one saying this guy's going to be a problem for us. Like, he is the man. Like, he's going to tear the Premier League apart. And you can go back, check all the videos and all the rest of it. So, I don't think anyone was as hyped about Liam Delap as me. So I don't want to say I told you so, but, I kind of told you so. And to be fair, that's partly, shout out to, I forgot his name, man, but Slicker's brethren, man, that I used to see at some of the games, and we was chatting at the whole game, and he goes, oh, my pal Delap's coming on now, and then he scored, and then he said, trust me, he's a problem. He had a slow start in pre-season, but you could see the product, you could see the rawness there, and you knew that, okay, a couple of training sessions, he was going to come and smash it, and that's what he's done, but he looks tired. He's 20 years old, and he's 21 years old. He's tired now, man. And we've got to wrap him cotton wool and all the rest of it. But he's just, you've got to hope he doesn't get that yellow card or get the injury or anything, man. Because with Hurst out, obviously we're only down to 2 strikers, him and Ali Al-Hamadi. Ali, I thought that was Ali's best performance of the season, best cameo, really put himself about a lot. I saw a conversation or some comments talking about, oh, why was Schmodic still left on the bench? He could have come off up top. Now, Schmodic ain't a striker. Could he play it? Yeah, probably. So could Cameron Burgess, like he did against Nottingham Forest on the weekend. Doesn't mean that it's a good idea. And, we're lumping the ball forward to get it forward. They've got some big, physical, strong players. You're telling me Sammy Schmodic is going to win the ball against Mark Gahey time and time again in the air? Or their other lads or whatever. Because, everyone was a beast. But Ali Al-Hamadi was putting himself about, won the ball, unlucky not to... I mean, we'll talk about a referee in a minute, but unlucky with a few decisions. But I thought, yeah, one of his most positive displays. He's getting better. And you know what? A goal is coming soon for Ali. I can feel it. Or a goal involvement. I can definitely feel something happening soon, man. So big up Ali Al-Hamadi, and it was nice to hear the fans chanting him as well. And Broadhead, really, really solid performance from him. Unlucky not to score. He obviously hit the post, and obviously if you ain't seen that, it's on the vlog. But really unlucky there. And yeah, man, for me, I think he's got to be close to a start now, hasn't he? We get the band back together, put him on the left. Get Chaplin in, put Amari out wide, and let's just go, man. Let's start cooking again. And for me, man of the match was Sammy Morsy, man. Man of the match, solid again. Again, turns on a diamond, tries to drive us forward. One of the only few players that actually have a shot for us in that game. And it kind of went high and wide or whatever. And didn't let the occasion get to him because there'd been a lot of talk on socials and all the rest of it about the armband and all the rest of it. But water off a duck's back, and knowing him like I do, man, he's so focused. He's laser focused on these things, man. So, yeah, man, big up Sammy Morsy. So let's talk armbands. And I don't mean the ones that you use in the swimming pool. So there'd been a lot of talk going into the match about the Rainbow Laces armband. So for those that don't know, there is a initiative called Rainbow Laces, which is about promoting football for all, focusing on LGBTQ plus people, and just basically saying, look, whether you're gay, straight, bi, whatever, however you identify, whatever your sexual orientation or preference is, you should feel comfortable coming to football. Absolutely agree with that, 100%. Just like kick it out, whatever your minority, whatever ethnicity, religion, race, belief, whatever, you should feel comfortable coming to football. Again, 100% obviously agree with that. Just like whether you're male or female, her game too campaign, you should feel comfortable coming to football. The overall message is football for all. 100% agree with all of that. Now, the issue is Sammy's decided not to wear the rainbow laces armband, and Mark Gahey wrote "I love Jesus" over the top of his. Now, Twitter being Twitter and people being idiots, they're going to look at any excuses. So for Sammy, it was, he must be homophobic because he doesn't support this. For Mark Gahey, it was, he must be homophobic because the Bible says this about gay people and LGBT community. And he's saying it, putting this over that. That must be a protest. Now, I am all for diversity and inclusion within football. I come from a British Punjabi background. My dad come over from Punjab when he was 5, right? I've regularly dealt with racism and all these kind of stuff online and all the rest of it, and in person. Very rarely have I ever had any problems at Ipswich Town games. And the only time that I think I probably have 4 racist incidents following Ipswich Town. Only one of them was from a fellow Town fan. The rest were all other fans, right? Now, the problem we have is we're trying to put these tick boxes into the game, and we're trying to get football and footballers to solve and fix the issues that are broken in society. We can't do that. Football and football fans are a subset of society. You can't fix that without fixing the higher level. But because this isn't a real importance to the powers that be. This is merely a tick box. We saw people BLM and taking the knee, right? Now, there are people there that don't take the knee. So if we apply the same logic that people are saying about Mark Gahey and Sammy Morsey, if we're saying, well, they're refusing it because they're homophobic, then surely the same applies that every player that doesn't take the knee is then racist. Is that what we're saying? And this is the problem. We don't have a middle ground anywhere in society. I'm preaching a bit now. This is going way off topic, but I think it's important to cover. We don't have these middle grounds anymore. I know lots of Town fans that I engage with and talk with that we have completely different political beliefs or beliefs about things or whatever. But you know what? And respect to these people that I do engage with, because we always seem to meet in some sort of middle ground. The problem is we live online now. Everything in this digital world is driven by these algorithms, which have royally fucked our brains. We are now, through these algorithms, we're pushed further and further into our tribes. It's become tribal. It's you v us. You're either with us or against us. There is no middle ground. And I don't know when we lost all that. I saw an argument saying, oh, well, Sammy wore a gambling thing or whatever for, for Middlesbrough or Wigan, like had a betting sponsor on there. Now, when people put these replies in there, to me, it's just like, you just show how thick you are and how you really don't understand things. So one is a club sponsorship. And I know players have spoken to their clubs and, the CEOs and chairmans and asked for different types of kits and been refused, as an example. That what they're going to do, walk out without a top on? It's a yellow card, wouldn't it? So they'd get a yellow card every half. They'd be sent off every game, wouldn't they? So how does that work, right? The armband is something they can refuse. Now, whether you agree with it or not, you have to respect Sammy's decision. It's his beliefs. If that's what he's going to do, you have to respect it. And the thing that's frustrating is you're acting like he killed a man. He was the Sheffield United captain, not captain, but there was a defender who was after Arnel Arahandovich or something like that. When they played Liverpool last December in the Premier League, he was captain. He didn't wear the band, right? And he just put a response on Twitter saying, guess. That was his response, just saying, guess. That wasn't an issue. So why is it an issue now? And just to finish this point, we have to stop holding footballers and football clubs at higher regards than politicians. Because why is it someone like Boris Johnson can get away with saying homophobic slurs and all is forgiven and forgotten and he's a wonderful man and a great leader, yet a player doesn't wear an armband because he doesn't feel comfortable with it, or he puts over the top of it, says that, you know, he loves Jesus, that's seen as an issue. And if the FA decide to punish Mark Gahey because he wrote "I love Jesus" on his armband at Christmas time, then yo, the game has truly gone. But yeah, let's just respect one another's opinions, man. As someone, like I said, that goes home and away to all the games, mostly on my own, you know, I've never felt more safer and comfortable in that town crowd. Yeah. And look, if people aren't comfortable or whatever, there's safeguarding officers, and town as a club are committed to being that inclusive family club. You know, I know we pride ourselves on that as a club and a fan base, man. But yeah, man, let's put this to bed. Let's move on. And let's look forward to Bournemouth, man, because that's going to be a tough test. But yeah, man, I'll catch you Friday. So hopefully you're either watching this Wednesday night or Thursday morning. And then the Bournemouth preview will drop Friday, and then the vlog Sunday night, and then the review Monday, etc., etc.